Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my 10-day review. We have been a total of finally 10 days in this game, that being only multiplayer, as you can see here, but also in Warzone. I have a total of a day and 5 hours, so 11 days, sort of. Today I'm going to be reviewing the game as a person with a ton of experience in this game so far. Yeah, the game's been out for like 6-7 months, and I only have 10 days, but I mean, it's still quite a lot. But like, this game is, there's two ways I want to explain it. It's no, it's one way I want to explain it, but it's just the way I say it that you will completely 100% understand. This game is a miracle with players that are awful. In the sense that this game is possibly the most revolutionary Call of Duty that we've ever had in terms of its system that it has, its content release forms, the amount of people that have gotten the game due to Warzone, the release of Warzone and its popularity, the motherfucking campaign, the multiplayer, I'm gonna talk about everything. Hold up. Give a brother a second. Pink RN. Shoe. The first thing I want to start out with is... Hold up. What is this? 15... Alright, around 20... So the first thing we're going to talk about is the campaign. The campaign is good, but I'd say it's good for a reason that is not normally considered, like in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, right? The campaign is good because of like the story just overall is good. Story overall is good, has a good setting. It's like everything flows well. I'm not saying that this game's campaign everything flows wrong. It's just it felt like that this campaign was made more for shock factor over story development. It still works. It's blatantly obvious that it's more for shock factor than it is story. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but it's obvious. It's still a good campaign. A campaign that I would actually like to see in a sequel game if they ever do one, which I really hope they do because this game is actually surprisingly good. I say as I'm running around with an MP5. Alright, I'd say that about covers the basis of what is it? Motherfucking campaign. Now I want to move on to Spec Ops. So for Spec Ops, at launch, it was a disaster. It was awful. You would have people, you'd shoot people ahead of you, then you would run past the place where they just spawned, and then they would spawn behind you. AIDS. Juggernauts, too much health. Replayability, 0. Survival, even though we got it as a PlayStation exclusive, useless. Not fun. Dog shit. The fact that you can't play alone or with like you're forced into a lobby with other people, and that's just stupid. That's not how co-op games ever worked. The reason why Zombies is always a big success in video games, of Call of Duty video games, is because I could go back right now and play World at War solo, and I can experience it. If I were to go back and try to play like motherfucking like. What I'm trying to say is, Zombies has forever player base because you could play alone. Does that even make sense? What? Fuck. How do I explain this well? Zombies is good because no matter what, you can play it. If I were to go back on this game, and I'd say about 4 years as in 4 different Call of Duty games have been released after this one. Spec Ops, dead. It is non-existent. You can never play it again. If I were to have single player option, I could come back, play solo, and play a solo match. Easy. They did release something recently with the update that brought Hard Hat, and it was a variation of a operation that would give you a M1911 reward if you completed the challenge or the mission on veteran difficulty, headshots only, headshots cause explosions, and something else. So basically they leveled up the difficulty and gave you a reward for it, and they're changing it every week. That is a good idea. That is how you add replayability to your game. What you don't do is motherfucking I can't remember what I was gonna say. I had it in my brain and it just kind of disappeared. Oh yeah, what you can't do, if this is only a temporary thing, stupid, idiotic, dumb. Like, this needs to continue for the rest of the games. Fucking, like, it needs to continue to the end of time for it to be any sort of replayable. Let's move on. What did I talk about first? Between Warzone and multiplayer. I think I'm gonna talk about Warzone first because I have more time in multiplayer, obviously, because Warzone came out a while ago. Day one multiplayer. Day one multiplayer, I remember sitting there at 11 at night, waiting for the whole game to release, and I had to wait like an extra 3 hours because the servers were bombing because everybody was trying to get on. Then after that, we got into the game and it felt fresh. It felt nice. It felt weird. It did feel weird. But after a while, you got used to it and it felt amazing. This game is, like, it has no business running this good, but it does. And that's one of the big successes of this game. If this game ran like BO4 with its stiff animations and everything, it wouldn't be an absolute, it would bring it down a little bit, but it just wouldn't add that character that Modern Warfare has at the moment. Like, you can obviously tell from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3, you could barely tell the difference. From Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare, from motherfucking Ghosts to Modern Warfare 3 to Ghosts, you could sort of tell a difference. With this, it is very obvious going from Infinite Warfare to this, obviously, but if I were to go back and play any other Infinite Warfare, or Infinity Ward game, it is very obvious to tell which one this is. It's very obvious. It sticks out, but in a good way. Alright, so we got gameplay done. We got everything there. I'm gonna talk about the player base before I get onto the content. The player base in this game is it is people just running around, MP5s, M4s, crouching, claymores, ghost. It's all the bad shit. It's awful. I feel like if they just nerfed a lot of that shit, like make it so that you have to be moving for ghost to actually function. Make it so that claymores and proximity mines did less damage, made it so that you only had to crouch to survive, and if you laid down you'd still take absolutely 0 damage, but if you crouched you had a chance of surviving. I've been saying this for a while. If somebody doesn't move 3 steps for 10 seconds, they should be blown up. They should be blown up. They should be blown up like the cranked timer. That's what they should happen. That's what they should have happened to them. Content release. Content release in this game is the best we've ever seen. Maps are free. Weapons are free. Oh Lord, I'm getting hiccups. The only downside to the system that they have is because everything's free, The cosmetics tend to be a little more expensive, and you still have to buy them. I'm completely fine with that, because if they're giving me the shit that actually counts for free, I don't give a fuck what my weapons look like. The direction that they decided to take with blueprints are cool, because if you've noticed in other games, like Black Ops 4 is a great example, universal camos, as in ones that you can put on every weapon, were more popular than Mastercrafts. In this game, they decided to flip the switch. There's a very few universal camos, but there's more blueprints, and I like that they took that route, because now I know Damascus is going to be possibly the best looking thing that I can equip on every gun. They will probably never add like a dark matter into the store. They'll probably never add like fucking camo that, well, there's been a camo that they've added to the store that looks good on the weapon, that looks better than Damascus. But it was the EBR, and it only worked on the EBR, meaning I couldn't put it on literally every weapon. It means Damascus is actually a great alternative to get if you want every weapon you have to look fucking sick. And I like the direction that they took with the camos and the blueprints. That was a solid move that I appreciate. The battle passes. Another trade-off for getting free content is the battle passes cost money, except for the weapons in the battle pass. There's 10 free tiers in each battle pass, and I think there's 10 in each battle pass. I can't remember, but I know there's at least 10 in each battle pass, maybe more. And and in 2 of the tiers contain the free weapons. And that is beautiful. And the best thing is they didn't take Black Ops 4's system and put it at the very fucking end. Like, that was absolute AIDS, and nobody liked that. What they did is they took it at 15 and 30. Meaning, if you played, there's about 60 days in a single season, if you played for 30 hours a day, not 30 hours a day, 30 minutes a day, you could have the weapons by the end of the season. 30 minutes! 30 minutes, that's not even counting weekends where you would grind for hours like dog, and that's not including weapon or double tier progression, none of that. That's just base nothing, just not zilch. You would have nothing, and you would get that within, so if we calculate that, yeah, you could easily get, right, yeah, you could get all the new weapons free in one day if loading screens weren't a thing. But, you know, it's like, dude, like, this game's content, best. Maps. The maps that they've been releasing are really good. The first map that they released, I think it was... God, what was it? I think it was Shoot House, then it was Shipment Vacant, Rust, Condor Hideout, Havoc Sawmill, Target Backlot, I feel like they added another one. I can't remember the other one, but then they added Hard Hat. And Hard Hat is super... That has been a lot of maps. A lot of maps. And they're all super good. I like them. God, what was I gonna... Oh yeah. Fucking... What are these? Ribbons. I'm not a fan of them. I'm not a fan of ribbons. All they do is offer you a emblem at the end of the season, which, yeah, it's like cool and all. It shows, I did all the challenges, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter when I can go into an emblem here and have one that looks cooler than any emblem I would ever get from earning it? Like a spider. I got a fucking saw with Modern Warfare on the front of it. I got Moneybag shooting up. I got an explosion. I got... Like, all these look sick. All these look sick. Why would I ever grind for a, like this? This, it's literally this emblem, but it, like, it pulsates, like, dog. Guess I could talk about Warzone now since we're playing it. Warzone came out about 2 months ago. Everybody was hyped because of the, I think leaks, no, I know leaks advertised Warzone more than Activision did, and I would say that actually got us hyped up more. Alright, day one launch. Game's a little buggy, it's a little laggy, but it's understandable. It has 150 players running on fucking, what is this, 5-6-year-old consoles. Oh shit. An issue in many PC players and some console players' lobbies. Hackers. Hackers are plaguing the game day one, and for I'd say for about maybe, I mean, it's still plaguing to this day, but it's not as strong. I'd say that it really died down about maybe a month ago. So for about a month, hackers were plaguing the game. Then they decided to make it so that hackers play against other hackers, and that is awesome. That is cool. Alright, so day one, trios. Trios, I don't like having to depend on my teammates. Because most of them are usually absolute dog shit. Alright? That's just how it is. Or circle. Alright. And then they add squads, and they take out trios, which absolutely fucks Warzone Wednesdays. Like, one day of Warzone Wednesday, I'm pretty no, I don't think it actually fucked it at all. If I'm correct, they added trios before Warzone Wednesday could commence, maybe. But anyway, they did one fuck up in trading that, then they had solos. Solos, still to this day, is a camp fest of people just sitting in corners like little bitch babies. And I think that's just how solos is gonna be, because it's how it plays in just about every single battle royale. Solos is always the most campiest, is because it's full of the most sweaty players that think that they don't need people to help them. And that's me. The only issue is I'm not good. I should probably turn up my audio. That's probably a thing I should do. I also gotta turn on fucking contextual tap. That's probably a thing I should do. Turn this up first. Turn this up to about 75. Alright. Yeah, fuck you. Not the right one. I already did that. With 4 friends. It was very epic. We got the blueprint. Alright, where is this? I'm gonna take Apex into consideration for this video. Day one Apex comes out. I'd say it lasts maybe 3 weeks before streamers and gamers go back to other games. This game, still to this day, is streamed and played like out of the one, like probably the most streamed and played battle royale out there. Besides, obviously, Fortnite, but Fortnite is a trash, awful piece of shit game that is gay, so that doesn't count. I would say that this is the best battle royale out there right now, just in terms of I think he's coming towards me. Look at the balls on this guy, bro. And it's got big kahunas. Base is better than zip tie. What the fuck, bro? Give me that shit, yoinkage. And I have enough to buy already. Alright. One of the best things that they added into this Battle Royale is the ability to buy your loadouts. I think that it is the coolest thing that a Battle Royale has ever done, because it gets rid of a big factor of RNG. Yeah, there's RNG for the first part of the game, and then it's basically gone for the rest. Bruh. The only issues I have with the buy system is for the fact that still to this day in solos, it still costs 10,000 fucking dollars to buy a whole ass loadout. Well, that's new. Oh, is my game lagging? Oh, I turned on something I shouldn't have. Oh, I turned on something I shouldn't have. Limit behavior, hold. There we go. That's better. Shit. Back to what I was going to say. I'd say the main issues I have with this is for the fact that obviously you still have to spend $10,000 in solos. God, that might be it. Obviously hackers are still a thing, but obviously I don't really experience so much because, you know, PlayStation and all. Crossplay is beautiful. For the fact that this is free is also amazing. If Call of Duty Mobile never happened, I feel like this game would be like Black Ops 4 2. Like Black Ops 4 number 2 in terms of its microtransactions. The battle being not free to play. And it would just be poo-poo. It would be poo-poo. But because Call of Duty Mobile came out, it actually showed them that they can make shit free and it'll still make them profit. And I like that. And I am sweaty. That is hot. It is hot. Yeah, I think that's about all I gotta say. I'll probably finish out this match and then upload the video. Like a big brain. There's a car over there that I could go get, but I feel like it's probably somebody's vehicle that they brought over there. Come over this hill and look and see if I can see anybody. Or not. I still don't have a armor bag. That should be something I could do. Another thing that I've wanted them to add is, remember how in World War II they had, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically airplane flights. That was sick. We should have something called, in this, called Mode of Wars, where basically if you...
Enemy UAV overhead. Gas inbound.
You can't just shoot at me, then fuck off. That's not how this works.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I don't feel like that was him. Maybe it was him. Yes, sir. Back to Motor Wars. Motor Wars. Motor Wars would be awesome. It's you and a squad of 4 roll into a game. And you all start on a safe space with, like, where you can choose your vehicle. You get to choose your loadout from, like, that you built. And you guys run around in a car with double the health that the normal cars do in Battle Royale. And you can't leave the vehicle. The only way for you to leave is you get blown up, everybody in your cars gets shot and dies, or you're the last to win. And it is a team of 15 cars, so 15 times 4, that's a total of... Dog, I mean, like, that's the type of player in this game, bro. Was it even his? Bro. But, so, 15 times 4, maybe it could be 5. 60 people. 60 people, and you're on the runway of military base. You're just riding around, being epic, shooting people in vehicles. And to be the last alive. That would be epic. Or not. Epic. I chose the wrong loadout. Fuck. Fuck me. Yo, pull shoot. Or not. Alright. Oh, this man got in. Oh, why did I have to choose the wrong loadout? That's one of the bad things. My, like, your cursor should go back to the top when you go to choose another loadout. That concludes my review 10 days/11 on this game. This game's kind of poggers. Epic.